John Doyle has a big vision, big imagination, and at the same time, this kind of fantastic theatrical pragmatism that you long for.
I have discovered more and more for me that when I try to reenact something on stage for real, it's not as good as reality. It can't be. So I have to try to enact something that asks the audience to participate in that vision of reality. And then it's theatre, because they've filled in the gap.
In olden days, in bloody days, a governor named...
I don't want people to come to this enormous history lesson of how to do Brecht. I want them to come to something that keeps them interested every second of the time.
Well, I have to say that when I first got the call, I just said yes, because John was doing it, I was game. However, when I then checked the script out of the library, on the back it said in small print, "This play has been studied extensively in university departments across America," and I thought, Then I saw Dominique's translation and found that it's not at all what I had expected from Brecht.
I love how direct it is, and I love how sort of visceral and of the people it is. You know, it's like they have dirt under their fingernails.
You're not a knife, Simon Chichava. You're a man. What do you owe her?
I don't owe her anything, but I've got my orders. So
When you hear these actors do this, it will feel like it's coming out of their mouths for the first time.
The thing that maybe got John's attention was the fact that I had written music for garbage. The fact that I'd written music for orchestras, I don't think really registered, but the garbage part got his attention.
This is a huge challenge to score this piece. Huge, because it doesn't have an orchestra or a band, but there is an enormous amount of music. Scripted, there are songs, lots of songs.
The sister wandered for 7 days.
In terms of the composition, what's exciting is the pared down nature of it. That I have, instead of an orchestra at my disposal, I have, you know, a viola on which someone can only play 2 notes. Or, I mean, and that could seem like a limitation, but in fact it makes me think about the music in a different way. How am I going to deliver this so that it sounds like those 2 notes are the only notes on the viola and the only notes you'd ever want?
He's definitely composed the piece, or big portion of the music, but he's also, again, like the language, it's evolving, and he sits over here by the piano, and then he has pipes and accordions and sticks and rocks and jingly things, and he's over there playing things, and then he'll suddenly pick something up and be banging it, and he'll say, "I'm sort of hearing it banging over here. What do you think of that?" And John will say, "Oh, that's great, bang away." It's interesting when you have 3 people in the room, because Nathaniel has musical ideas and I have certain ideas about the language, and John Doyle is clear about an idea or how he's seeing something, and so it's how the 3 of you get in the room and collaborate.
This afternoon was the time to die.
It's impossible living in this slum, but of course Georgie is building for his little Michael.
I think one of the great things about theatre is that it's something that can remind us that we're all the same, that we have a sameness, and it can put the performer and the audience in that place of sameness, and that's very beautiful, I think. But I like the idea that we all turn up at the same, whatever you might want to call it. I like to think of it as the same altar at the same time. The relevance of the story still exists. The methodology of how you storytell in that way is fascinating, and we've grown from that, and our theatricality has changed from that. And at the same time, the importance of trying to make people listen, viscerally make people listen, sit up and listen.